That's what's happening to me. That's me. Hello, my name's Ian. Welcome back to the Grow Zone. It's been a little while since my last video. I've got some experiments to show you. A lot of this is very new to me, and it's not working very well. So let's have a look at what the problems are. Yeah, it's a pH thing. First things first, this is the water that I'm working with. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. 7.59, 7.6. So this is high for plants. I'm trying to grow a pepper plant in here. A bell pepper, one that I've grown before using hydroponics. You can see there's videos in one of the playlists on my channel. Go back and check them out. Pretty epic roots. And it's using a very similar setup in this tent that I'm using here. And it's a DWC from Gorilla Hydroponics. There's a couple of things that are different in this setup. I'll just go through them now. But first, let's open the tent and give you the review of the lights. Okay, so here we are in the tent. Let me stand back a little bit so you can see where I am. This is in the little space at the bottom of my stairs. This is a 60 by 60 by 140 grow tent. I really like these. I'm going to get some more of these into the shop, so stay tuned for that. They're super handy. Very sturdy and nice and compact for growing in a DWC like this one, for example. I think you could even fit two side by side, one here and one here. You could have two plants in here, lots of room. And the experiment with this tent is for my new LEDs. These are the Urban Grow FS 110. FS standing for full spectrum. They have these M15 connectors on, IP67 rated. The lights themselves are IP65. You can find all the details in the description below of these. They're for sale on Amazon in Europe. And the experiment with this small tent was to have them on the frame of the tent like this, so that you then have fantastic headroom to grow your amazing pepper plant. Yeah. So a couple of things. I have a little temperature humidity gauge in here. It's not the hottest place in the world, this. I'm trying to keep the power as low as possible. But Needis is showing 19.6 and 52% relative humidity. And that rolls down to about 16 in the night. So it's not the hottest place in the world for a pepper plant. But I don't think that's the problem. More so, the trouble is my water. And for that, I've turned to the internet. As you can see, I've got an air stone in there. Water level is good, just below the bucket. And the net pot is getting nice and moist, as you can see. There's no roots coming out the bottom as of yet, because our plant is not very happy due to the fact that my pH keeps rising. One of the best explanations I found of this was on Reddit, and I'm going to read it out because it's so good. Okay, so I'll read out that comment in a little minute. There's one more new thing that I'm using in this DWC setup, which I've never tried, and it is nutrients from BioBiz. This is the bloom, and we have Top Max. This is out of order. And BioGrow. So it's a 3-part, just like something like the Terra Aquatica 3-part mix, but they're fully organic. It's a Dutch company, and it's the first time I'm trying them out. I did wonder if that was something to do with why my pH is jumping up and down, but I think this comment explains it all. So let me read that to you. Your well water has a high alkalinity, mostly in the form of carbonates, And when you add pH down, the acid interacts with the carbonates and releases CO2 dissolved into the water. Dissolved CO2 creates carbonic acid, so your solution remains acidic. CO2 will slowly gas out of the water solution, removing the carbonic acid and increasing your pH. That's what's happening to me. That's me. This happens even faster if you're using an air pump. That's me as well. And airstone. Same way the airstone allows oxygen to dissolve into the water, it allows high concentrations of CO2 to dissolve out. I've had similar issues, and it wasn't until I started maintaining a pool last summer that I'm getting a crash course in pool chemistry I realised what was happening. Eventually, after enough pH down and off gassing, the water's alkalinity will be way down and the pH will remain stable. Now, this is another key point in my story, in that I think that stage is starting to happen here. The rising in pH has been much less. I've been adding just a little, this is a 1 millimeter spoon in this measuring cup, just a little piece of this most days, and now the pH doesn't ever get above 6.8, 9, 6.9. When it creeps up towards 7, then I can bring it back down to the 6.2, 6.5 level where I want to be. So I've added a little bit of that this morning. So let's do another little test. And yeah, hopefully this pepper's gonna keep growing. It's not dead, but it's also not happy. Okay, try this. Okay, so that's still a little bit in the height. With the interest of bringing it down gradually, I'm just adding one of these little scoops. Okay. Just check it. I'll come back in half an hour. So I'll test the pH one last time. See if we can get it in the range we want it. Okay, here we go. Much more like it. 6.5 could be lower, but I'm not going to lower it anymore right now. We'll leave it like that, and I'll test it again tomorrow to see if it's crept up again. Alright, stay tuned and wish this little guy luck. I think he needs it. In the meantime, check out these LED lights. All the details in the description. I think this is a really neat solution for a grow tent setup, and it gives you so much space, and you even have the option to have one on each corner, giving you a total of 4 lights, and you've got all the headroom you need for growing all types of plants.